Hi guys, welcome to my first video. This is my everyday medium coverage glam. Be sure to like and subscribe and please keep on watching. Starting off with the Clinique Moisturizing Gel, I'll be working that into the skin. I just exfoliated mine so it's a bit red, but it's all good. And be sure to wash your hands. Okay, we're gonna move into brows. I'm using the Benefit Goof Proof in shade 6. I'm starting at the tail of the brow and then working inwards. Then we're going to use the Anastasia Dipbrow in the shade dark brown. Same thing, starting at the tail and then working inwards. Okay, then I'm going to take the spoolie and brush the brows out. Then we're going to move into primer. We're going to use the Makeup Forever Mattifying, one of my favorites. Just working that into the skin. And then we're going to go into my foundation. I'm using the Lancome Teint Idole in the shade 450N. The shade's a little dark for me, so I'm going to use a lighter shade 420N and dotting that into the face. And then I'm going to take my wet beauty blender and just pouncing that into the skin. Then same thing with the forehead, dotting the two colors on and then blending it out with the beauty blender. Okay, I'm going to take my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and just blending that into the eyelid. The beauty blender is a little too big for my eyelids, so I'm using that. Then we're going to move into the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan. I don't like too much concealer on my face, so I'm just putting a little amount. And then I'm going to take my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer blender. This is one of my favorites to blend the concealer because, yet again, the beauty blender is a little too big for my under eye area. This is a little more precise, so it doesn't get as messy. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and work that into my smile lines. I don't like it when my fine lines peek through, so I just want to make sure that that is concealed. And then next I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium to highlight the high points of my face. Then taking the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Medium to set my concealer. Now that the concealer has had time to dry up, I'm going to take my brush again that I used to just kind of blend it out. It's like the MAC Studio Fix concealer consistency that I like to carve out my brows and to do my nose highlight. Then we're going to take the e.l.f. brush again and just kind of blending that out so it doesn't look as harsh. Next, I'm going to take my Morphe 3502 palette and taking my MAC 217 brush, I'm going to be applying my transition color. I like to focus on the outer corner and mid-eye, and whatever is left on my brush, I'll sweep it into the inner corners. As you can see, I'm placing the color in the socket of my eye and just really trying to carve out that shape. And I like to go in with the light hand, as you can see, and then just slowly building that color up. This way it'll give me more of a gradient effect and it'll be less muddy like. Oh my god, you guys, doing that is the hardest thing ever. I'm taking that light mauve shade with my Morphe M506 and really concentrating that color on the outer corners only. Next, I'm going to take my Sigma tapered blending brush. This is the E40, and just really blending all the colors together. Next, I'm going to take that dark brown shade and I'm going to apply this to the bottom lash line. I'm going to make sure that it is connecting to my top shadow using the MAC 228 brush. Next, I'm going to take my Maybelline Colossal mascara. This is waterproof, which I love, and applying that to the bottom lash line. I'm not doing too heavily, just a light coat of it. Then taking my MAC Dark Deepest Mineralized Skin Finish as my bronzer. And I'm using my Sonia Kashuk Dense Powder Brush and just sweeping that across my cheeks. Then I'm going to use the same powder but just with a different brush. This is for my forehead bronzer. This is the Sephora Pro Airbrush in the number 55. The reason why I like to use this brush is because it's not as much of a harsh application as it is on my cheeks. And then using that Sonia Kashuk brush, I'm going to apply that to my jawline. Next, I'm going to take my MAC powder blush in the shade Coppertone, using my Sephora Precision Powder Brush in the number 59. Then taking my NYX Brown Lip Liner, and as you can tell, I'm going super light-handed and super slowly. This will give me more of a handle on how my lip liner is going to look and how dark it's going to look. I'm very OCD with lip liner. It has to be almost perfect for me. I hate crooked lip liner. And I'm just doing the same thing to the top, just slow and steady. Then I'm gonna take the MAC and Patrickstarrr collab, one of my favorite collabs actually, and using the shade Mamastarrr, gonna apply that all over. Then taking the MAC Liptensity in the shade Dough, this is gonna go in the center of my lips and it's gonna pull the whole look together. Next, I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown highlighting powder in the shade Bronze Glow, and I'm applying that with the Real Technique setting brush. I'm going ham on the nose highlight. And this is actually one of my favorite highlighters for an everyday look because it's not too much, it just looks like an inner glow. Lastly, I'm taking a spoolie to brush out my lash extensions. And that is the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for my second video. I'm about to put my fit on and call it good. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to me. I just popped up saying $50 in Japan.